Because here's the thing, man. Property cleanups, you're going to pay me. That's just the way I feel about it. You neglect that thing, get it looking horrible, you're going to pay me to get it right. So I recently just did a bunch of property cleanups over in the Pensacola area, did some out in the East Milton area, did some on the north end of the county, kind of been all over the place doing property cleanups. And I was like, hey, I need to make a video on kind of what my mind frame is on doing these property cleanups, how it can benefit you, how I go about charging it, and things to look out for. Number one, property cleanups for me, they have an aggravation factor. You know, it's not the same as spending an hour on somebody's lawn. Like you're doing an hour in brush and dealing with, so it is a higher rate for me than normal maintenance services, okay? So what you need to do is you need to figure out what your day rate is. So if you can look at a property and say, hey, this property cleanup, man, golly, for me to be here, this is a full day. This is my day rate. This is what I want to get paid. Or you can look at the property and say, hey, this is about half a day's worth of work, and I'm going to charge my half day rate for this. So again, first, what I would encourage you to do is just figure out what your day rate is for property cleanups. And again, for me, it's higher than our regular mowing rate, and our mowing rate is pretty high. So again, I kind of have the mindset, you know, where you neglect these things, like there's an aggravation factor to get these properties looking right again. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay well to get this thing looking right. Number two, property cleanups. That is a very wide scope. Okay, that is a broad term. And take it from me, from experience, you need to be very itemized about what property cleanup means between you and the person you're working for. Meaning that you may assume a property cleanup means cutting the lawn, trimming out the overgrown edges, doing some basic shrub cleanup. While this person thinks a property cleanup means going into the flower beds and pulling weeds, or it means, you know, pruning out the crepe myrtles, pruning out sago palms. Like, no, all that stuff has to be talked about, and more importantly, it has to be written down. I promise the single best thing that you can do for a property cleanup is walk the property, walk it with the client, and get on the same page, all right? This is important. Pull out your phone and video the things that y'all talked about. Ask questions. Hey, Mr. Jones, what about this area right over here where there's a lot of undergrowth and shrubs and oak saplings coming? Do you want us to address this as well? No, leave that alone. Okay, put that on the video. The reason that I want you to be so thorough during this part is because it sets the expectations, and then there is no guesswork whenever you pull off from the property and assume you're done.
All this got weed eated down, got all these vines off the side. All this is weed eated down, weeded around all the AC units, power boxes. Cut this 3 or 4 times to get it back under control.
I have done things before, guys. I've done a property cleanup before where, you know, I get done with the property. I think that I've executed the job fully. The client gets there and they're like, hey, I thought you were going to do X. And I'm like, well, we never talked about X, but in their mind, that would be included the property cleanup. No, it needs to be completely listed and itemized in the estimate that you send. Now, look, you may think that's a hassle. It is a hassle until you run into this issue that I'm talking about. Whenever you pull away and you get a phone call that X and Y and Z is not done, it's because you did not discuss and did not have a detailed, itemized scope of work, document or estimate that you both agreed on. Both the parties have to be completely on the same page. So once y'all have y'all's agreed upon rate, you've walked the property, you got a scope of work document or a scope of work estimate they've signed off on, you're ready to go. The day of service, this is what I want you to do, all right? This is number 3. I want you pull up to the property. Do not put your trailer down. I want you to get out your phone again, all right? I know. I want you to document. I want you to walk around the property and document the condition that the property is in, all right?
We have a city violation situation. Violation situation happening here. No, I don't do property cleanups, guys, not for free. I actually had one of my clients contact me and say, hey, this, I'm not going to name the business, but it's a hub. But hey, we started getting notices from the city that we're in violation. You think? I mean, this is, let's go, I don't know, I mean, it's up to my, it's hard to tell, but it's up to my waist. So we're gonna come in here. I need to walk this property first. It goes down here. I need to walk this first and we are going to look out for hazards, little culverts, pieces of rebar, all the things. And we'll trim those out with a weeder first before we start even making an attempt to mow this down.
So these before and afters, it gives you a chance to look out for things that could damage your equipment, like things that you could be running over with your mower. It gives you the opportunity to document any previous damages for liability issues. And then finally, it's just great social media marketing, man. If you got a property that's a complete disaster and you got befores of that, and you can throw up an after photo of what you've done to that property, or an after video showing like, hey, you know, we did a full day here and this is the turnaround that we did. That stuff is really powerful on social media. So it's very important. All right, it's just to document this. It covers your butt, and it solves so many problems.
And through the magic of time, we got the property pretty well taken care of. To be honest with you, we probably could come back tomorrow once this Bahia grass dries out and cut it again. Guys, whenever you see this Bahia grass on the top, that is nothing compared to what was actually here. Dude, there was probably, I probably could have taken away several dump truck or dump trailer fulls of Bahia grass. But you remember how bad this was over here. We got it looking all pretty dang good compared to what it was. So how much does something like this cost? So you have your day rate, and then I put in a headache factor for dealing with something like this. So I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm charging for this, but I'll tell you it's worth my while to come over here and do this.
Okay, so assuming you did a fantastic job with the property cleanup, which I know you are, you cut it, you checked all the boxes on the scope of work document, you know exactly what you were supposed to do, you executed it perfectly. What do? You pull out your phone and you document again. You show exactly what all you have done. All right, again, it gives you social media material, and then finally it covers you in the event that the person that doesn't want to pay. Well, you got evidence here that y'all have a scope of work document y'all have agreed upon, they've signed off on. You had the before condition of the property, and you've shown all the stuff that you've done. Okay,
again, I don't do city violation free cleanup type things in this channel. Nope, I want to get paid. Those guys are probably making like $1 bazillion doing those videos. Maybe I should do one day. I don't know. Kind of goes against everything I stand for. I made good money on this, guys. I really did. In and out in 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours, and what I walked away with on this project was definitely worth it.
What is the general theme that I keep talking about here with these property cleanups? What is it? Think for a second. It's documentation. That's it, all right? We want to document, okay? Property cleanups are different than just a regular maintenance service. There's a lot of things that can catch you up. Namely, is the communication aspect of it, making sure you're on the same page. And then again, liability stuff, all right? Make sure you are documenting everything on property cleanups. Guys, you can actually make a pile of money on property cleanups. They're very easy to execute with the same equipment that you pretty much already have. I'm assuming you don't have to go rent a brush cutter or a skid steer or something. I'm talking about a basic overgrown property cleanup. You really can make great money with the equipment that you already have. Again, because I am upcharging from a normal lawn mowing rate. It's not lawn mowing. I'm putting a lot of extra wear and tear on my mowers. My hedge trimmers are taking a beating. There's usually a dump fee and haul off associated with this stuff. So you really can make good money with the equipment that you already have. And that is the key, all right? It's just straight labor. Recap, if you are going to be doing a property cleanup, all right, set your day rate higher than your normal mowing rate, a good bit higher, all right? Number 2, get a scope of work document or estimate signed off that is very, very thorough by the client. Walk the property and then document the things that y'all talk about, also looking for liability issues, okay? Number 3, execute the job and then document again what you have done after you have completed all the work. If you do those things, man, you can make a lot of money on property cleanups, but I just want to encourage you, document. That is the key to those things. You said, hey, that's great for property cleanups, man, but I have no idea how to price my mowing service. Check that video out right there.